Welcome everybody. My name is Kaivalya and I am hosting a very special guest, Nirmala Murthy-ji, on behalf of the Blessed channel. Um, and we're extremely delighted that we are airing this on Gurudev's 70th birthday celebrations. So, without further ado, I would love Dr. Nirmala Murthy-ji to grace us with her presence. She's been a senior Art of Living faculty, a devotee, as well as a pediatrician. Thank you so much, Nirmala ji. It's indeed a pleasure and a blessing to have you.
Thank you, Kaivalya, for the wonderful introduction. Yeah.
Um, Nirmala ji, we all have heard that you were one of the pioneers when Gurudev started his United States visits. So could you take us back in time and share some of the first time interactions with him, how you met him, where did you meet him, uh, and things like that.
See, I met him in 1985, October.
Okay.
Um, my older brother was getting married. I was doing my residency in pediatrics. So I went for the wedding, and after the wedding, my father took me. Usually my father, any saints come to the town, we all because he was very spiritual. So he always used to take us to see, visit, any of the saints who come into town. So like father said, okay, let us go and see, meet with this Swamiji. We always used to call him Swamiji only. So, so I said, okay, we'll go, because my father is asking, so I have to go, no? So I went, and it was like 2 days after Navaratri. That is when I met him on the 25th of October 1985. I met him. So he was like very, very young, probably it was 85, so he was like probably 29 or something like that.
And
But he
Gurudev
looked
had
like a
long
teenager, you know.
hair, and it's just
Lot of hair he had. He has so much hair. So we met him in what is you called Gyan Mandir in Jayanagar. At that time, it was a very small, like 2 or 3 room house at that time. So like as I said, he was like very young. Like even though he was 20 something, he was like a teenager at that
oh, so
because so young. And then so then he said, my first impression was, he's another Swami, like my father takes. But like the one thing which struck me most was his eyes. His eyes, like it was so deep. It just, it was like captured in my mind. His eye and how deep it was. Like it was like looking into an ocean of love. That's how I felt. And then he said, um, yeah, I'll be coming to New York next year. Said, because at that time I was in New York. I said, okay, So then we said namaskaram, and we stayed with him for, and then he asked us to go and eat in Banu's house. We ate, and then we left. So and then I said, I just forgot. It's some, like that. It was like a nice visit with him, and
interaction.
then,
Oh.
but then we knew that he was coming in June or July of 86. So by March, beginning of March, I started having this longing for it,
Oh, so
longing for
sweet.
his visit. I started counting days, 90 days, 91, like, count down like 100 days, 100. So it was like, something switched in that time, where I forgot, he said he's coming, but like when I knew that he said that this is the date I'm coming, so I just, started imagining how he will come with his white,
Oh.
dhoti, and it was even for me it was perplexing, like why I am thinking about him in that way. So that few minutes of connection was so deep. So like people normally say, like, you spend so much time with him, and I don't have, I don't get to see him and meet him. But I'm saying, even that few seconds he looks into your eyes, that connection is eternal. You're just connected with him forever after that. So he's with you all the time.
Oh, I
So
think it's such a sweet sharing for us to hear, especially on this special day. Right, we were all. I'm guessing we were all watching the webcast, and I was seeing so many people in in today's moment celebrating Gurudev, his life, um, everything that he does. Each and every person feels so connected, and thank you for bringing that up in like a personalized story format for us.